perimeter involving rectangles and circles. So this one goes for this is a rectangular paper board measuring 25 inches long and 20 inches wide, has a semicircle cut out of it, as shown below. What is the perimeter of the paper board that remains after the semicircle is removed? And we want to use the value 3.14 for pi. Do not round your answer. Be sure to include the correct unit in your answer. All right, so first, I hope we remember perimeter just means the measurement around. And when it's a rectangle, it's super easy. We just say, well, if this is 25 and this is 20, then we'd have 25 plus 20 plus 25 plus 20. But in this case, we have this semicircle. We still have 20 on this side, even though it's not labeled on this side. And we do know how to find the circumference of a circle. So if we can find the circumference of the whole circle, which they do have dotted around for us out here, all we have to do is divide it in half so that we know the circumference of the semicircle. So then we can do 25 plus 20 plus 25 plus whatever the semicircle is. So that's what we want to do here. So if we keep scrolling down, we find that they give us this circumference equals pi times diameter. And then we just plug it in. So if we have pi, which is 3.14 times 20, remember I told you 20, even though it's on this side, it came over to this side. And then they say divided by 2. So they're doing it all in one step. They're dividing by 2 because semicircle means half a circle. So we have to remember to divide by 2 on this one. So 31.4 inches is the length of this portion here, the semicircle. And then they go through and add it all together. And they get 101.4 inches. And remember, no rounding. And also, we need to make sure we put the correct units in there, which means that we're going to have to click on the unit when we get in there. All right, so let's go ahead and click Start. And, okay. So we have a training field is formed by joining a rectangle and 2 semicircles as shown below. The rectangle is 97 meters long and 175 meters wide. Sorry, 75 meters wide. What is the length of a training track running around the field? And again, they want us to use 3.14 for pi. And do not round your answer and make sure you select the correct unit over here. All right. So we already know we can find the circumference of a circle with pi times diameter. We have this rectangle in the middle here, and we know that the length is 97 and the height is 75. So we also know the diameter of the circle is 75. Now if I take this rectangle out and I smush those 2 semicircles together, I'll get a full circle. So I have a half circle, half circle. If I smush them together, I get a full circle. So I don't have to divide by 2 on this one. It's kind of a little bit of a tricky one on this. So I'm going to have circumference equals pi times the diameter. And I don't have to divide by 2 because I'm going to have a semicircle on the right and a semicircle on the left. So I have both halves. It's just got a rectangle. Like they cut it in half and then separated it, but we still have both halves. So we want to grab our calculator real quick, and we have 3.14 times 75, and we get 235.5. And to find the full perimeter, all I need now is to add these 2 straightaways for the running. And we know the 97 here, well, it's also going to be 97 on the top. So we go plus 97 plus 97. And so perimeter is going to be, so plus 97 plus 97, and we get 429.5 meters. Okay, and then check, and we got that one right. Okay, so let's go to the next one, and I'm going to put the next one in blue. All right, so this next one says A rose garden is formed by joining a rectangle and semicircle as shown. The rectangle is 30 feet long and 22 feet wide. If the gardener wants to build a fence around the garden, how many feet of fence are required? Use 3.14 for pi and do not run your answer. Be sure to include your unit in your answer. All right, so we know we have this rectangle, but we don't want to count this side. What we want to figure out is this semicircle. So we need to go circumference equals pi times diameter. So we know we have pi. And then diameter is this dotted line here. Remember, this dotted line is the same length as the other side of the rectangle, which is 22. All right, so we get 3.14, because remember, they don't want us to use pi, they want us to use 3.14 times 22 equals, so we get, and I'm going to start writing perimeter here, so we get 69.08 plus, now we want to add all the other pieces. So we have 30 plus 22, and then the top, even though it's not listed, is also 30. 2 plus 30 equals 1. Like this. No, sorry, 151.08, and this is feet, not feet squared, not feet cubed, just feet. All right, so 151.08, and then you can't type in feet, you have to click it. Oh no, I forgot to divide by 2 like on the last one. We need to divide this by 2. So it's not 69.5. That was a dorky mistake. I totally forgot about the semicircle thing. So we have 3.14 times 22 equals, and then divided by 2. So this should have been 34.54. And then plus 30 plus 22 plus 30. All right, so we should get 116.54. So oops, I accidentally added the entire circle in as part of my answer. So I forgot to divide by 2. So it's very important to make sure that we do that division part. All right, so we get 116.54, and we recheck it this time, and we get our point back. All right, mistakes are not a bad thing. We just look back and go, what did I do wrong? And I fixed it. All right, so on this one, it says rectangular paperboard measuring 29 inches long and 21 inches wide has a semicircle cut out of it as shown below. What is the perimeter of the paperboard that remains after the semicircle is removed? And again, we're going to use 3.14 and for pi. We're not going to round our answer. We're going to include the unit in our answer. So we need to find the circumference again, and this is just like the example. And we don't want to forget to divide by 2 on this one. So I'm going to say circumference equals pi times diameter. So remember, diameter is the dotted line, which is the same as the other side of the rectangle here, which is 21. And then we want to divide by 2. So that'll be the first number here in our perimeter. So we have 3.14 times 21 divided by 2 equals, so we get 32.97 plus 29 plus 21 plus another 29. So remember, we go 29, 21. This top part is also 29. So plus 29 plus 21 plus 29 equals, all right, we get perimeter equals 111.97, and that is just inches. All right, let's close this and go 111.97 inches. All right, check. There we go. All right, one more. And let's see, we will do pink. So we get circumference equals, so I'm just starting that off. So a training field is formed by joining a rectangle and 2 semicircles as shown. The rectangle is 83 meters long and 55 meters wide. What is the length of the training track running around the field? Use 3.14 for pi. Do not round your answer, and make sure to include your the unit in your answer. All right, so this is a lot like that very first one we did, where we didn't have to divide by 2 because I in fact have both halves of the circle. So in this case, we just want to do pi times the diameter, which is 55, and that's easy to see because we can see this dotted line has 55 on it. And then we're going to add that to the 2 straightaways here, which is 83. So we're going to have 3.14 times 55, and that's going to give us 172.7, and then we're going to add 83 and 83. So our perimeter is going to be equals 338.7 meters. All right, so we have 338.7 meters. Check. And we finished the other one.